it's Enigma, and today we're talking about the black sheep of fighting games. Personally, I consider these a bit more of a, not a niche, but more like its own standalone game, but they do face a lot of very harsh criticism. And I'm of course talking about the arena fighters. Now, every single time I hear the word arena fighter, I'm always met with the same reactions, and that is that of disappointment. And I understand why this happened, but at the same time, is there a way to salvage them? First things first, let's talk about why they get a bad rap. Unlike traditional fighting games in which a lot of the inputs and the mechanics are very complex, in the arena fighters, they are massively simplified. Many arena fighters feature simpler controls, which makes them involve less skill than traditional fighting games. It's a good thing for a casual player, but for a competitive player, this is not something that you want. Another reason why they get such a bad rep is because they focus so much more on flashy aesthetics, as well as these overly dynamic cinematics, which might look good to the eye, but when it comes to gameplay, this can lead to very negative effects. Specifically, these can drain so many resources within the game that are necessary for other areas of the game as well. This is one of the reasons why they crash so frequently, if you notice. And because of that, they have to cut back on things that are very important. Arena fighters lack depth and variety. This makes it very unsatisfying to play. Everything just feels so repetitive that this gets boring very quickly. Did my voice crack? And as I mentioned before, these games were made for the casual audience. And because these games were made for a more casual audience, competitive players, they don't feel any satisfaction when they play these games. There's no complexity, there's no challenge. Even the ranked game modes that many of these arena fighters have, they aren't really all that challenging. I think my voice is cracked again. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I actually do enjoy some arena fighters, but not all of them. And would I consider them competitive? No, absolutely not. This also begs the question, just why are so many companies making arena fighters? The most common answer that you're gonna see tossed around is that they are very cheap to make. And here's the honest truth about that, it's a half-truth. The reason why they don't really cost as much as a traditional fighting game to make, the reason why they're so cheap is because they prioritize specifically things that are not needed over things that could possibly make the game a lot better. Earlier, I mentioned that arena fighters are very visually appealing. Because of this, they invest more of their resources into making the game look pretty. And when the game looks pretty, more and more people are gonna wanna try it out. And gameplay is another thing that they do not prioritize at all. The only thing that they do is make it as simple as possible for other people to just pick up and go. This is why you can get a pretty killer combo by just mashing the X or Y buttons, or in the case of PlayStation, X and triangle. And if you've ever noticed in arena fighters, they don't have that many game modes. Without any different game modes, characters, or even just any extra content in general, this can make or break a fighting game. And because arena fighters are just massive cash grabs, they never ever prioritize those. And as I stated, because they prioritize the graphical quality and the ease of access, a lot of the things that are needed to make a fighting game good, like rollback netcode, genuine rank support, even massive amounts of extra content, those get cut off very quickly. In fact, I don't even think those are even mentioned during development. But this begs the question, can they be improved? There are a few things that can be done to improve an arena fighter, but it depends on, first things first, how much time a developer wants to put in, and how many resources they want to put in as well. Here are some of my personal takes as to how an arena fighter can be improved upon. First things first, deeper mechanics. By introducing a more strategic style of gameplay, the game becomes a lot more strategical and a lot more engaging. The second thing that they need to do is put out regular balance patches. Arena fighters are notorious for being very buggy and just downright not good of a product. So by putting in regular patches, not only are they constantly keeping up with the maintenance of the game to keep it running for long periods of time, but they help ensure the competitive integrity of every single character that's in the game, as well as keeping of game fair. And this can also help out with another area for arena fighters, which I feel like they have been lacking, which is competitive modes. When it comes to playing on a competitive stage, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, especially since, well, with the free range that arena fighters give the first player, the second player is technically at a disadvantage. So by finding a way to mix those perceptions so that both players have an even shot, this can lead to some very interesting bouts. Here's an idea that I ended up hearing from somebody when I was playing some Tekken earlier today, and that is introducing something called a split screen with local players. Now, I made it vertical, but the idea was given to more of a horizontal kind of perception, kind of like what you see in Call of Duty. This way both players can see exactly what they're doing, and of course you can't go wrong with rollback netcode. Rollback netcode is the standard these days. Every fighting game needs it, and games that don't have it, they're not gonna last very long. Improving the online gameplay will lead to much better matches. And with better matches, you get a much more enjoyable competitive scene. And when it comes to the community, it's very, very, very important to listen to the community. If you're developing a game, you're gonna want as much feedback as possible. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. All feedback is great because this can greatly improve the experience that players have. In conclusion, while arena fighters get a lot of criticism, they do have a lot of room for improvement. By focusing on deeper mechanics, balance, and community engagement, I feel like an arena fighter might make it to EVO. Well, given that is a pretty high standard, but honestly, why not try it out? Like the saying goes, variety is the spice of life. Why not try to make an arena fighter that can withstand between the titans of EVO? Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and also subscribe to my channel and turn on those post notifications so you can never miss out on a video or a live stream. And if you would like to help support the channel, check out buymeacoffee.com/Enygma. Links for everything will be down in the description box below. Also, let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoy playing arena fighters and what you would do if you would develop an arena fighter. But until next time, keep fighting, and this is the San Diego Shooting Star signing out.